Minus 150 now for Gorimbo, plus 125 comeback for Brahimaj, who has not fought in quite some times, man. He had his ear chopped off by Max Griffin. He had some injuries. The man just can't stay healthy, but now he is back. He stays in people's corners. If you watch fights over at the Fortis MMA camp, he's in people's corners. He's active in the scene. But now he's fighting, he's fighting a long-rangey 6'1", 77-inch reach Themba Gorimbo, who is a wrestler, a submission threat, but is now knocking dudes out with ridiculous power because he's hitting you from the other side of the cage. Here's my question to you, Brahimaj. What do you, off of just, I'm sure you did some tape study and all that. That's what we do here at the program, right? But when you associate the name, what do you think? Do you think, ooh, scary contender, scary prospect? Or do you think unknown commodity?
I'd honestly lean a little bit more towards the unknown commodity right now, Derek. I mean, because of the layoffs and because of the way his fights tend to go, and no knock on him, man. This guy's showing up and fighting whoever, whenever, and doing very, very well. But there's certain things where you can work around in Brahimaj. I love the power he provides, the patient, calculated nature he can get going. But if you're going to get outworked in there, you need that output. So I like Brahimaj, but I do see him as more of an unknown, especially to the casual bettors out there.
Absolutely. I mean, the man has not fought a ton. If you look at his last fight, it was 2022, and he only fought twice in 2022, fought once in 2021, once in 2020, once in 2019. I mean, not a lot to go off of, right? But he had a lot of steam when he was fighting. This is what you need to know. I think realistically, Themba Gorimbo is going to have a massive striking advantage because Brahimaj is primarily a submission artist right here. He wants to get the fight to the ground, and if he's going to strike with you, the course of action is to get the fight to the ground so that he can choke you. If you look at the finishes in his career, man, submission, rear naked choke. Yeah, rear naked choke, TKO, arm triangle, guillotine, rear naked, guillotine. What this tells me is that he has a style of his grappling that is very top heavy, very offensive. He doesn't want to be off of his back, and if he is off of his back, he's snatching a guillotine. Otherwise, pure control, taking your back or getting on top of you and arm triangling you. Themba Gorimbo, on the other hand, man, nasty, bro. Lots of submission victories. He's got a couple decisions as well, but the biggest thing that you have to take note of is that Pete Rodriguez TKO that he just had, man. That thing was pretty beautiful, man. It was a one-hitter quitter, just kind of shot him dead right there, you know. Forgive the reference, but the question is, how does Brahimaj close the distance against Gorimbo?
I think he uses the pressure that he likes to present, right, Derek? I mean, this guy, like I said, he does throw heat. So that's one of the advantages of Brahimaj coming in and putting the pressure on Gorimbo. You just need to avoid the counter strike and need to avoid the slick nature that Gorimbo presents. Because like you said, he can hit you all the way from across the cage. Yeah. But if Brahimaj can use a little head movement, get up on the inside, be patient and wait for those times to attack, he can have success trying to get this fight to the ground.
And that's why on one hand, I really like Brahimaj here just from a pure submission play right here. If he could get Gorimbo to overcommit on his strikes, take him down, and get a quick submission in the first round, get him with that arm triangle, something like that, you see the value. But Gorimbo is not a dude who is necessarily... how would you say? He's not a guy that's just going to sit there and just let you play that grappling game with him, per se. If you look at his losses, AJ Fletcher, he did get guillotine choked against AJ Fletcher. Aside from that, it was just a decision loss against Henderson Fajeda. And that was back in 2021. So the point that we have here is I think that Gorimbo is definitely a prospect you want to keep your eye on. And the ring rust for Brahimaj specifically is a reason why I want to lay off of him. I'm kind of fading him on this matchup. I want to see how he does. If he surprises us and he gets the victory right here, right on, I think that Gorimbo has more tools. And I think the biggest tool right here is if he needs to keep it standing, I think Gorimbo has a pretty massive advantage right here. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. If this stays standing, especially at range and not up in close in boxing, I see Gorimbo doing very, very well. To me, Derek, this is a prove-it fight, right? Both of these fighters, this could be one of the moments in their career where they just get elevated or they kind of get left in with the rest of the crowd, right? So this is a prove-it fight to me. I'm excited to see who does get the victory. I'm leaning towards Gorimbo, like we showed up earlier, but Brahimaj, do not sleep on him because he will be a damage doer here in the near future.
Yeah, you can't sleep on him, but you do have to also give credit where credit is due. If you get dropped by Court McGee, you know what I mean? If Max Griffin slicing your ear off and stuff like that, listen, I don't want to take just like one-off factors and apply it to a man's entire career. This dude's a beast, right? Gorimbo, man, he's just showing a little bit more promise. So here's the play. The play is going to be pretty simple. I'm not taking Themba Gorimbo at, what do we have, minus 150. I'm not taking him at a pure minus 150 play. I am really interested to know what you think about that over 1.5 rounds that I really like at minus 135.
I like that over 1.5 because I can see either of these fighters getting a finish, but I don't think it's going to happen early. That over 1.5 at minus money makes a lot of sense.
And I'm going to leave it at that. You know, we're kind of on an unknown right here, given the ring rust of Brahimaj and just seeing how these two grapplers cancel each other out. But I love that over 1.5. And if you are on the betting side and you are picking a fighter right here, Bloody Water podcast consensus pick, it is Themba Gorimbo. So shout out, big fight right here.